And both companies, Priceline and Expedia, may see a boost in cruise bookings potentially. The diplomatic thaw between the U.S. and Cuba have cruise operators such as Carnival seeing some dollar signs. Nitza Soledad Perez has this.
Carnival Corporation is getting ready to set sail for Cuba, and it could happen as soon as May of next year. The world's largest cruise company got a green light from the U.S. government to service the island nation. Now it hopes Cuban government approval will come soon.
We're delighted to be the first U.S. company to be approved to take a ship to Cuba. We have received the U.S. side approval to travel under the authorized forms of travel. We have not yet received the Cuban approval, so we are actively in discussions.
Under the 50-year-old U.S. embargo against Cuba, Americans are still banned from visiting the island as leisure tourists. So for now, the Cuban experience will be limited to U.S. tourists who fall under one of 12 approved categories, such as visiting family or engaging in religious or educational programs.
Our travelers will be involved with 8 hours a day of cultural and educational exchange. So we'll be working with small business owners, we'll be working with local food service providers, we'll be working with artists and those who run small retail shops.
Cuba is hot. Almost 500,000 people from the U.S. visited the island last year. And so far this year, those visits are up 36% compared to this same time last year. And according to the cruise industry, 2 million Americans are hoping to visit this once forbidden country, especially younger generations.
I want to know the Cuban culture, especially if they offer me, like, you know what, we got to help out, why not?
The cruises will operate out of Miami by Carnival's new social impact brand called Fathom. The 710-passenger ship called Adonia will offer week-long Cuban itineraries. It's a market travel experts believe could expand quickly.
We have over 1,000 home-based franchise agents, and immediately they wanted information on how to sell it because their customers were calling them to find out information. And the surprising part to me there is that it wasn't just Miami people. They're all over the country. People want to see Cuba.
If approved by the Cuban government, this will be the first time in more than 50 years that a cruise ship takes and returns passengers from U.S. soil to Cuba on a regular schedule. And if the U.S. embargo against Cuba is lifted, Carnival hopes its new venture will allow the company to quickly begin offering traditional cruises to the island, open to all American visitors. Nitza Soledad Perez, CCTV, Miami.